If you've been staying at the same desk for years, waiting for that loyalty bonus, I have some news that might sting. Your company might be quietly flagging you as low-flight risk, and it's costing you a fortune. I know how it feels. You've put in the hours, you've hit the targets, and you've stayed through the reorganizations because you believe in the mission. But then you look at the market, or you hear about a new hire salary, and the math just doesn't add up. You've probably been sending out resumes lately, right? Maybe dozens or even 100. And the silence on the other end is deafening. Let me tell you why that's happening. It's not because you aren't qualified. It's because the system is literally designed to ignore you. Right now, 75% to 80% of resumes are filtered by AI-driven applicant tracking systems before a human being ever even sees your name. Think about that. 80% of the effort you're putting in is being deleted by a script. In fact, 99% of Fortune 500 companies use this software to prioritize and rank you before a recruiter even finishes their first cup of coffee. Have you felt that silence lately? Like you're screaming into a void? I want you to stop for a second. Because the problem isn't your resume. It's that you're playing a game where the rules were changed, and nobody bothered to send you the memo. So if staying put is the very thing keeping you stuck, what is the hidden math that the top 1% of earners are using to escape the trap? Here's the cold truth. Loyalty is a tax that flags you for wage suppression. In 2026, skills velocity is the only true job security. When I first saw this data, it honestly changed how I think about the whole thing. We've been told our whole lives that staying the course is the safe bet. But the numbers tell a different story. The cumulative loyalty tax for staying at one firm for 10 years versus switching just 3 times is estimated at $380,000 in total lifetime earnings. $380,000, let that number sit for a second. That's a house. That's a retirement fund. That's the price of being loyal. And here's why the math works against you. HR departments have 2 different pots of money. They have a retention budget, which is usually a tiny sliver of cash meant to keep the lights on. And then they have an external hiring budget. That hiring budget is consistently 18 to 20% higher than the retention budget for the exact same seniority level. Right now, internal wage growth for loyal workers is frozen at around 2%. Meanwhile, external market demand for those same skills is up 12% year over year. The company isn't being mean, they're being actuarial. They know you're unlikely to leave, so they price your immobility. They've categorized you as a stayer, and stayers don't get the 20% bumps. But knowing the math is one thing. How do you actually execute this pivot without starting over from scratch? I've seen this play out 100 times, and it always starts with a shift in identity. Let's look at people who stopped being loyal specialists and started being role architects. I worked with a marketing manager recently. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah had been at her firm for 6 years. She was making $120,000 and managing a team of 5. She was exhausted and felt stuck. We looked at her workflow and realized she was doing everything the old way. She pivoted. She stopped managing humans as her primary output and started managing a stack of 12 AI agents for content and SEO. She became an AI operations lead. When she hit the market with that title and the data to back it up, she didn't just get a raise. She landed a role at $195,000. That's a 62% jump by changing her orchestration rather than just her effort. Then there's the financial analyst who was tired of the 3% annual cost of living increases. He started integrating real-time labor market AI data into his forecasting. He went from being a guy who makes spreadsheets to being a workforce intelligence lead. He moved to a competitor for a $160,000 total comp package. These aren't outliers. These are people who realize that the market no longer pays for years of experience. It pays for evidence of ROI. These stories show it's possible, but there's a new wild card in 2026 that's changing the speed of this entire game. Do you know what it is? Here's where it gets really interesting. We're seeing a massive divergence in the market. Jobs that require AI-specialized skills now command an average salary premium of 56%. 56%. If you aren't integrating these tools into your workflow, you're effectively taking a 50% pay cut compared to your peers. But there's a catch. Everyone knows AI is the buzzword, so everyone is using it, and that's actually causing a new problem. 0.28% of resumes are currently being rejected specifically because they contain over-generic AI-generated content. Recruiters are getting smarter. They're using AI agents themselves, 71% of them, actually, to conduct initial outreach and assessments. These agents are trained to sniff out the people who are just using ChatGPT to write their cover letters. They're looking for the human plus machine hybrid. AI delivers speed, but humans deliver soul. The winners in 2026 are using AI speed to prove they have the soul of a leader. They use the machine to handle the 80% that's execution so they can spend 100% of their human energy on orchestration. Now that you see the machine, how do you take the wheel and drive your own career starting tomorrow morning? Now, this is the part that changes everything. If you want to stop paying the loyalty tax, you need a blueprint. This week, I want you to stop writing about what you do and start documenting the AI-driven ROI you orchestrate. First, look at your LinkedIn headline. If it says Marketing Manager, you're a commodity. If it says AI Augmented Growth Architect, you're a premium asset. Second, audit your daily workflow. Where are you still acting as the bricklayer instead of the architect? Every manual task you perform is a signal to your company that you are replaceable. Third, and most importantly, you need to set an external market benchmark. Even if you love your job, you need to know what the not loyal version of you is worth. The average job search for white-collar professionals now takes about 6 months. You cannot wait until you're desperate to start this process. The $380,000 secret isn't about working harder. It's about making sure the market sees you as the architect, not the bricklayer. So I have to ask, what's the one thing you're going to change this week? Are you going to update that headline, or are you going to keep paying the tax? I'm genuinely curious. Let me know in the comments. Go get started.